insurance can be a way to secure your family's financial future should something unfortunate happen to you. But do you have to die to unlock the power of your policy? I talked to one of the country's leading women in the insurance industry. Here's my conversation with Shirley Luu of Shirley Luu and Associates. So Shirley, what are some of the big misconceptions about life insurance?
Well, the biggest misconception is that life insurance, you have to die first to even use it. So people, they don't like that because the fact, well, I gotta die. And then the second thing is that, well, I'm single. Why do I care? I don't have anyone, or I'm too young. Why do I need life insurance? So there's so many misconceptions.
So when should a person start thinking about getting life insurance?
My granddaughters, I have 4 of them. The day they were born, they have the life insurance policy.
Wow.
My mother, 92 years old, currently have a life insurance. So the question is, anytime is a good time.
Anytime's a good time. Now, let me ask you this. If you don't have heirs, and you mentioned about single people, do you still really need it if your affairs are in order?
It's interesting that you asked that because I think one of the things the life insurance is just incredible. It's a retirement program if you structure it properly. It's an investment program. I bought 29 acres of land using my life insurance. Walt Disney and everybody else use life insurance. Banks, use life insurance for one of the greatest creation as a backup funding that they have. Now, these are rich people. Warren Buffett has a ton of these. So why would the already rich enough still go around buying a ton of life insurance? Because it's tax strategies behind life insurance that people needs to know.
And I think some people avoid it because it's expensive. And to some extent, sometimes they look at it as a product that's front loaded. Should they not look at it that way?
No, they shouldn't look at it that way. So every person has a different individual needs, right? So for a young person may say, hey, Shirley, right now I don't need that much, but down the road I may have family, right? So you want a life insurance that grows with you. It's kind of like, in the beginning you buy those little beds on this side, and as the kids get older, you adjust it, make it bigger, bigger. Life insurance is those kind of things, and you want a kind of policy that gives you fluctuation as you grow, as your finances change, as your lifestyle changes, and as your income changes as well.
Some of the other hidden benefits that I think the average person just doesn't think about that, of course, people like Warren Buffett do think about.
Okay, so I'll give you it's a true story. It's one of these cases where this young lady, I told her to start saving life insurance. She said, do I really need it? She put $200 a month aside, right? Did it pay for 4 months. Guess what happened? Breast cancer. She had breast cancer, couldn't work. Her hair's, losing through chemo and all that. Do you know she was paying $200 a month? We were able to advance $126,000 into her bank account, that she could use it to pay for her rent, pay for her income that she lost, pay for her family, all these kind of things. Let me tell you, $200 in a 401k or anything else couldn't do that anywhere else. And that's some of the advantages where you've got the life insurance as a living benefits that you could use while you're alive and not dead. And to me, I'm a big advocate of that, Yeah.
So I know one of the other things that you stress is that growth without loss. What exactly does that mean?
So, one of the things that people think about life insurance, I don't make any money in there. Why? I'd rather take my money, put it in investment. What they don't know is the next generation retirement index performance product where you can make 5, 10, 15, 20% gains. Inside of life insurance, growing tax deferred, compounded interest, and if you structure it properly, it becomes tax-free. And Trina, one of the things I talk about is in my book, IUL ASAP, there's the last section called the 5-year retirement plan. Imagine a life insurance that you can structure it for 5 years and have money matching up to 3 times of what you put in. Now that's a game changer.
Now, when I hear about returns like that, it's very attractive, but is it risky?
So the floor is 0. So when the market don't make any money, under the index IUL, it says, hey, look, we didn't make any money. Sorry, I can't give you any money at all. But when the market does perform, you're using the same index market as everybody else on the investment side. So it's really, really cool. Gosh, it's just the next generation retirement. People should really look at it because it's one of the greatest vehicles. Again, I've got 44,000 clients that have been very, very happy to see the results of these things. I, for one, gone through some of these benefit that I was able to use, life insurance. Like, for example, I think one of them you and I were talking earlier about, oh, can I use life insurance for investment and buying land? I mean, I literally bought land with my life insurance policy.
Tax advantages, because everybody's trying to figure out how they can make the best of not paying more taxes than they legally have to. What are the tax advantages, if any, in life insurance?
So, a regular traditional 401k, you know that if you go and you take money out against as a loan against 401k, it's not taxable. Well, they structure life insurance is the same way. If you go in and take it as a loan, you don't have to pay taxes. Any loans, you never pay taxes. The difference between 401k loans is that you got to pay that back, right? Otherwise, it becomes taxable. But inside the life insurance, you do pay back off the loan, but guess when you pay off the loan? It's when your debt died. So if I had $1 million policy and I've taken $300,000 benefit when I'm alive, the insurance company say, "Oh, she had $1 million. She took out 300,000. So family, I'll give you the other 700,000." And that's one of the greatest vehicle. I tell you, it would be one of my number one choice. And people will tell you, "Oh, never use it." Are you kidding me? If I can have the gains, the growth, just like that, but no losses, growing compounded interest and structure it when I take it as all tax free, why not? Greatest vehicle,
Are there other living benefits that most people don't really know about?
Yeah, it's interesting because, you and I know people may have Alzheimer, right? And that's very normal. Oh my God, I have my friend that's going through, when you have Alzheimer, you don't know when you're going to kick the bucket, right? It could be a year, it could be 5 years. It could take a long, long time. It takes a toll out of the family.
Yes.
How about heart attack, stroke? Well, people that have stroke, they may not necessarily be dead, right? They're just, on the left side, they may not be able to move. You got critical illness, chronic illness, all these kind of things, that a life insurance that said, okay, Trina, it looks like you need the money now more than so before you're dead. So I'm going to allow you to use it. You see, one of the things that the life insurance company recognized that the fact that sooner or later I got to give Trina that money tax free anyway. So whether I pay her tax free death benefit or it's using living benefit, I'm going to allow her to do it. And that's what people don't understand. The next generation retirement stuff where you could use it, while you're alive and not dead.
That's probably one of the misconceptions that you're clearing up here. So many people think that it's not flexible, that you don't have control, that it's one size fits all, and I'm gonna put a lot of money in, and like you said, I don't get the benefit unless I die, and I really am not the one who benefits.
Exactly, exactly. And that's why I'm out here big time advocating. Look, as a broker, I'm sitting here, I can see all different kind. If you truly want term insurance, fine, I'll give you that. If you want regular whole life, I can give you that as well. If you want so in the variation of, we look at the clients, what is most important for you? And from my tax strategy standpoint, you can fund it such a great way to be able to have, tax-free retirement. Oh my gosh. I tell you, I know there's not enough time for us to share this stuff, but maybe hopefully another episode somehow that I can share you some unique things that I do with life insurance. Like, for example, I fund my daughter, she's 18, 16,350 a year for 5 years, and I'm done. 80-something thousand dollar. And with the proper structuring on this plan, it's called a premium financing leverage program. Really neat. Do you know my daughter, when she turns 65, she'll get like $6 million of tax-free income?
That's incredible.
And I'm like, I'm at the heart of in this thing. And so I'm standing on top of the wood trying to tell people, my God, if my mom did that for me when I was, 18, where would you and I be, right? Yeah. So
So you're looking at insurance on a couple of different levels, and one of them is as a retirement plan.
absolutely. And, and there are other things I do too, not just life insurance. For example, one of the things that's happening nowadays, with the way the economic condition right now, Trina, people losing their job, the changing things. And, I want to be able to be in position, and my team and I help folks to say, hey, look, when it comes to your retirement, there are index products out there that you don't have to worry about losing anymore. You can take a 401k and roll it out. You can take, depends on the ages, where you are and where you work and all that. I mean, you got 403B and all those retirement stuff. Why?
One last thing.
Yeah.
You've written a book, or have you written multiple books?
Well, I have a second book coming out. I have the first book is IUL ASAP. That hit #1 on Amazon in 7 category. And it was so funny today. I went to an event and another financial firm was like, "Oh yeah, use your book to teach my people." I have a second book that's coming out very soon as well. I'm hoping by December. But second book, people are not gonna be happy because I'm being a disruptor a little bit, sharing with these kind of unique financial planning tools that help a lot of folks gains without lost. And I just think people need to be aware. Look, there's nothing wrong with investing different kind of thing, but you just need to have different buckets, and have, just because you haven't heard of it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, guys.
Money doesn't guarantee happiness, but it does provide tranquility, security, and some peace of mind. Learn to use it wisely. And we hope to see you next time right here on Money Chat.